Hello and welcome back to another edition of Insights with Anthony. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts about surrender and resistance, and this comes from my book, The Art of Self-Destruction, Freeing Yourself from Anger and Codependency. So you're probably familiar with that famous Borg line, resistance is futile. And maybe you've seen the Eastern philosophical statement, what you resist persists. Or the one by Louise Hay, resistance is the first step to change. Without a doubt, all three of these sayings fall under the category of universal truths. But you're already familiar with resistance on a deeper level because you practice it on a regular basis. You see, it's so much a part of you that you engage in it without even thinking about it. It's what you feel when what's happening around you is not in alignment with what you want to be happening. And you know when you're resisting something because it's generally accompanied by anger or another negative type of an emotion. So now, I have found the most effective way to overcome resistance is by practicing surrender. Until you relinquish control of things that you can't control, basically everything but your actions, and you continue to have attachment to the outcome of your endeavors, you're going to spend your life pushing chunks of very cold ice up a very slippery glacier with nothing but a pair of sandals on. It's not very much fun. Do you get the picture? No? Okay, let me put it this way. Until you're ready to surrender to the forces of natural law, the universe, God's will, the divine unfolding, unwritten law, or whatever you want to call it, you ain't gonna win. Now, I know it's hard to imagine that surrender could be a positive thing, considering that the very definition of the word claims defeat. I mean, for example, among the Merriam-Webster dictionary entries for the word are to yield to the power, control, or possession of another upon compulsion or demand, or to give oneself up to the power of another, especially as a prisoner. For God's sakes, that doesn't sound very appealing. Nor does it sound as if it's an appropriate strategy for getting the best out of life or yourself. But as you continue your journey, you'll begin to understand the difference between the gift of surrender and giving up, defeatism, or victimhood. The kind of surrender I'm suggesting is not to a person. It simply means living life on life's terms. It's a kind of spiritual surrender. A surrender to what is. This process holds within it the ability to accept that you have no control over others or their actions, and that you are not responsible for the actions of others. You are only responsible for your actions and the consequences of those actions, both good and bad. It is the epitome of you can only do what you can do. Here's another way to view surrender. One of the presuppositions or underlying beliefs in the world of NLP or neuro-linguistic programming stipulates that the person or element with the most flexibility within a system will have the most influence over that system. This is called the Law of Requisite Variety. It means that the person who is with the most options or who has the most options and behavioral choices will end up controlling the system, or at the very least have the majority of influence over that system. So basically, who can surrender to what is happening around him has a larger spectrum of choices available so they can better affect their experiences. So now here are 5 very effective methods for practicing surrender. Number 1, stay in the present moment and remain objective. Ask yourself, what am I resisting and why? Now, when I say stay in the present moment, I mean don't pile a bunch of negative things from the past onto whatever you're doing in the now. That way, you can remain objective. 2, disengage from the act of judging. That means you need to stop judging yourself and others as well as what's happening. Patience is a virtue. Be gentle on yourself and others, and after all, you are and they are only human. Number 3, take a moment, practice some deep diaphragmatic breathing or Qigong breathing, and use EFT protocols that you can find on any website or on YouTube. 4, practice gratitude. I want you to do what I ask every client I work with to do, and that is to purchase a nice leather brown notebook and write a minimum of 10 things in it every day that you're grateful for. If there are more than 10 things, great, but include no less than 10 things. Number 5, relax. Allow your challenges to solve themselves. This means that you need to focus your thoughts, the activity of your mind, to the things that are working well. And by doing so, you're surrendering your challenges to the subconscious, where all the solutions reside. Then, out of the blue, the solution will simply present itself. I hope that shines some light on how to get a bit more from life. If you want some easy-to-use EFT or tapping tools or some breathing techniques to help in a moment of unbalance, visit the resources page at excelhypnosis.com and you're going to find several videos with different techniques. One is sure to work for you. Thanks for watching. My name is Anthony Gish for Excel Hypnosis, and I'll turn the light on for you.